What's up guys, I'm back again and this is part 2 of my feelings about ECW, the way it was and the way it is now. Judging by the way I was talking about in my last video, it was when Vince McMahon pissed on the ECW legacy when he won the ECW championship. Now I'm going to talk about something different which you die-hard ECW fans would agree with me on. Is it the way when ECW, WCW and WWF were around at the time? Have some of you people actually ever noticed that if it weren't for ECW, there wouldn't be the Attitude Era back in 1998? You remember when WWF had the Attitude Era back in 1998? Hell broke loose. Anything could happen a night on Raw. Anything could happen. Where do you think they got that idea from? ECW. Where do you think DX came from? Where do you think the NWO came from? ECW. Let me think now, if it weren't for ECW, you wouldn't have the Cruiserweight division. You wouldn't have the Luchadors. You wouldn't have Rey Mysterio. You wouldn't have Psychosis. You wouldn't have Dean Malenko. You wouldn't even have fucking Eddie Guerrero. If it weren't for ECW, you wouldn't have the great technical wrestlers, past, present and future, like Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, the franchise Shane Douglas. You wouldn't have some of those great technical wrestlers that were in ECW at the time. I'm not even one bit surprised that Rhino went to TNA when he was working for the WWE at the time. That was actually the smartest move Rhino ever did. He went on the TNA show and he actually dumped the ECW championship, which was run by WWE at the time, threw it in and lit the thing on fire. That was his beliefs. That's what he believed in. He knew that the WWE was going crap. He knew ECW was back from the brink of extinction. But like I said, it was brought up in Vince McMahon's own vision. Like, I mean, take a look at the way it is now. When ECW came back in 2005, ECW One Night Stand, I was in the arena that night. I was there, and every die-hard ECW fan was there. When the Sandman came out at the very end, the crowd went crazy. You had the Sandman's traditional entrance music, Enter Sandman. Everyone in the crowd was singing to the song. Everyone was into that moment. Then we had ECW One Night Stand a year later. What the hell was that about? You were bringing in too many WWE superstars. Like, I mean, you had Rey Mysterio versus Sabu. I'm not gonna deny it was a good match. It didn't end the way I wanted it to end. And then you had John Cena versus Rob Van Dam for the ECW Championship. The fans wanted Cena dead. They wanted his fucking head that night. Now, this is it for my part in the video, but in my next part, I'm going to give you how I truly feel about ECW.